Hello, and welcome to the Kathleen Spracklin podcast. I am a woman on a mission to help you get the Zettelkasten of your dreams on your work table beside you. We're in a series called View from the Boxes, where we take the perspective of the individual physical components that make up the Zettelkasten and zero in on the contribution of that physical component as much in isolation as it makes sense to talk about it. This gives us the advantage of figuring out why each component is valuable to have within a Zettelkasten. So it's another perspective. Well, we're now switching into the main box. The main box is the most essential part of a Zettelkasten. If you don't have a main box, you don't have a Zettelkasten. So when we talk about the why questions of why have a main box, we're basically saying why have a Zettelkasten at all? And the way I can answer that one most completely is to draw upon my experience working with individuals who are keeping Zettelkastens. One of the joys in my life is jumping on Zoom calls and getting to know individuals one-on-one, finding out what's going on in their lives that is motivating them to have a Zettelkasten and helping them get over the rough spots or helping them get going at all. And so I've been exposed to an absolutely delightful variety of purposes for which people are keeping Zettelkasten. So why are you drawn to a Zettelkasten? You clicked on this video, so you have something in mind. You have something that is in your heart that you want to have within your Zettelkasten. Have you thought about that a little bit? Why? What are you hoping to find in the Zettelkasten when you make your cards and then go back and look for them? I've had so many delightful experiences. One woman is gathering all kinds of materials that date back deep in history that relate to her sorority, which is one of the oldest in the U.S., and she's writing a history. For her, she is dealing with sources that you could never, ever find in an internet search. The only way to find them is to travel to the universities and to go through their archives of brittle old newspapers and spectacularly primary sources of history that just delight the heart of a historian when they can actually touch and hold a letter that someone wrote at a certain period of time or a document that was generated, and this is the original copy of that document. That is so exciting. Very interesting perspective on how you're going to organize that information into your Zettelkasten. I worked with one woman who had a treasure trove of past experiences that she was trying to capture into a Zettelkasten. Multiple courses that she had taught, beautiful materials that she'd created for these courses, and struggling to figure out, well, how is she going to gather all that she has in a way such that when she's starting a new course, she can draw upon the materials that are already there and not have to reinvent the wheel. I spoke with a neurosurgeon who wants to capture information from scientific journal articles. He claims that a well-written scientific article is as rich as a poem. Isn't that fascinating? I worked with a woman who has already written a number of books, and she wants to gather her materials into a Zettelkasten as she is expecting to be doing a new round of presentations, and she wants to be able to draw upon what she already has and get ready for a next round of productivity. In Scott Shepard's Right to Freedom program, I've worked with a number of people who are writing a book and just want to talk about how they're going to organize that material into the Zettelkasten. How are they going to write from their Zettelkasten? So out of all of those experiences, what might I be able to generalize that covers so many different uses of a Zettelkasten? And for me, it comes down to what a Zettelkasten actually is. A Zettelkasten is not so much a physical object as it is a thought process. It's a thought process that produces physical objects as a byproduct. And these physical objects that it produces as a byproduct are so valuable to future thought processes that they need to be handled and stored carefully. So what we want to put into a Zettelkasten is something that is worth handling and storing carefully. It's something that not only are we going to want to retrieve again, but we want to have it be able to mix with other ideas and other information so that we can get new and exciting insights. To me, that is the real heart of the Zettelkasten. Isn't so much as its power in organizing information, as great as it is with that, it's the ability to generate surprising insights when ideas commingle within the Zettelkasten. So I can't answer for you why you want to keep a Zettelkasten, but you could tell me. I'd love to hear in the comments, what are you thinking of doing with your Zettelkasten? What draws you to want to create one? I'd love to hear from you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.